All right, everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do something that I've been asked a number of times, and that is, how does Autopilot handle rain? Well, as you can tell, it's raining. I added a different element into it as well, and I also I'm going up to Cypress Mountain, which is close to us, and basically I'm going to use Autopilot in the rain and in the actual winding roads, which is really cool. So right now we're on a straightaway. It doesn't matter where you used to activate it, but I'm going to activate it right here. And so I do have cameras rolling in this area, just so you guys can get a chance to see how she handles everything. And right now I am off. I'm just letting the car drive. I set the speed to 60 kilometers because that's what the speed limit in this area is. And we're just gonna let the car do its thing. So in the meantime, I have a good way of explaining all this. And again, one of the biggest things is, please try and understand. I'll let you guys know if I touch the wheel for any reason. On this camera over here, you guys may see, or this camera, you guys might see me touching the wheel. That is because I do have to, every about 30 seconds or so, I kind of have to acknowledge my existence. Because the car does not believe that I'm still alive. So it says, okay, well, you know, please touch the wheel. So it's asking me now, just a little gentle light force. As you can see, it stayed on to the right hand side of the lane, which was really nice. This gives everybody a chance to pass me if they want to. And the most important part to notice here too is that it's raining, and I don't know if you noticed, but on the left hand side we have the lines, on the right hand side we don't have lines. And the cool part about this is the car can determine if there's a line there or not, or is that considered to be part of the road or not. Now obviously I actually haven't come up this way to do the test here yet, so this is kind of new for me as well. And my windows are fogging up, so you know what, we're actually going to just put on everything here so that we kind of chill out. So, oh, there you go. See, I forgot to touch the wheel. And again, we are coming up. It is, like I said, raining. You guys can see it's raining, it's pouring, and the car has no problem dealing with dealing with the road. So far we're doing good. The car is doing this thing. I am a little bit cautious. This is a sharp turn, so I am a little bit cautious right now because I don't know how well she can deal with these really sharp turns at around 60 kilometers an hour, which apparently is not an issue for this car. As you guys can see, the steering wheel moves. She's adjusting, just kind of messing around with the steering wheel. It's absolutely cool. It's really wonderful. And this question comes up a lot, you know, do you trust Autopilot? And especially in the rain or winding roads. This is a winding road, and you know, I just set the speed and I say, okay, stick to that speed because that's what the speed is in this area. With the border on the right, as you guys can see, it's really nerve-wracking if you're not sure of what's going on, or if you're not sure of your car. Seeing that border, you're always kind of worried, would you actually hit it or would you not? Obviously the car does not hit it, which is a good thing. I would not want the damage on the car, but she maintains her distance between that border and the white line on the left pretty centered. I'm just looking at it right now. She's actually pretty centered there. Again, if you don't know about the Tesla Autopilot, it is difficult to trust it. It is difficult to understand what the Autopilot is doing. Now, I would like to point out something really. I think it's one of the most important things that people don't understand is you can take over anytime. It's really easy. I am a little bit curious how she's going to do with this bicyclist here. Wow, we passed the bicyclist, but I actually took over, to be honest, because I was not sure if she's going to be able to handle with it. I didn't want to hit a bicyclist. Apparently the way she was going, I don't know if the camera will show, but the way she was going, it wouldn't have been a problem. I just want to play it on the safe side. Plus the bicyclists going up here, they do kind of swerve onto the road a lot, so it's kind of annoying, but you know what, share the road, right? So yeah, this is what we're doing. I don't know, it is quite interesting to me, this whole process, and it's interesting for a lot of people, but I highly recommend all of you who are considering getting a Tesla or already own a Tesla and you're just curious about how Autopilot works. Keep in mind the rain does not seem to have any effect on it, but keep in mind that I recommend you doing exactly what I'm doing now, just going out there and actually trying things out and see where your comfort zone lies. I'm very comfortable with the bicyclist. I kind of wasn't, so I quickly took over and just, just in case. But I'm very comfortable on this. I have no issues doing what I'm doing right now. So as far as I remember, on this road there is a sharp curve coming up, and actually I can check my GPS right now. There is a pretty sharp left-hand turn. It's really sharp. I am not sure how she's going to deal with this, because this is ridiculously sharp. In fact, the suggested speed limit is half of the road speed limit right now. So I have to admit, I am going to be ready just in case. But one thing that's important to note is that Tesla, the cars do slow down for turns. So right now the car slowed down quite a bit. We're doing actually 40, 44, 42, 41, 42 kilometers an hour right now to take this turn, which is actually pretty neat. This is a very sharp turn. I know this because I come up here with my motorcycle. I love this turn on my motorcycle, so it's a ton of fun to ride up here. But for a car, it's ridiculously sharp. So now that she's back to her speed at 60 an hour, so once she got past the turn, she just goes back to 60 kilometers an hour. And it's something that's really important to note. The car will slow down and speed back up to your specified speed limit, or to whatever the speed limit is in the area. So the reason that's so important to note is because most people who are new to the Autopilot, or who are thinking about should I get the Autopilot option to start with, and even those people who already own it, they get so scared once you're coming up to a sharp curve. And I hope that this video kind of helps you guys understand the car will slow down. Now I'll be very honest and say, regardless of how much trust I have in this particular vehicle and Autopilot, this is Autopilot 2 by the way, I'm still vigilant. I still want to make sure that everything is fine and dandy. So I am always on alert. I'm always aware of what's going on, and that's really the I think the key here is, it's great because I don't have to do anything. I don't have to drive. I am not driving. I'm not touching the steering wheel, except when it asks me to confirm I'm still in my existence is apparently very important for the car. But aside from that, I really don't touch anything. I don't touch the accelerator or the brake, and I don't touch the steering wheel. This is actually the first time I've seen this, but so it's a great test for me as well. So we have a lot of mist, obviously, as you guys can tell. But I'm hoping that camera is running. So there's a lot of mist right now. So the car has to read past all this, and there's so much to read because, again, I'm staying very much on purpose. I'm staying on this lane just to show you that you don't need necessarily the line on that particular line. As long as you have one of the lines and the car recognizes that it's there, you have no issues. So this is another sharp curve coming up in the fog. I'm curious, is she gonna do it? So far she's doing good. I am on alert. As you guys can see, my hands are close to the wheel just in case. But honestly, I feel pretty confident right now because the way she's taking this is incredible. So yeah, I mean, this is it, guys. This is kind of what I hope this answers the question. Can Autopilot work in the rain? Absolutely, she's doing it, as you guys can tell. Can she work in fog? Well, this isn't fog as much as it is mist. But yes, the answer is absolutely she can. And can she do winding roads? And once again, the answer is absolutely yes. So once again, I tell everybody, go out there and really test everything yourself. Now, as for lane changes, not all lanes are always recognized. So if I was on a highway right now and I want to switch lanes, all I have to do is actually put on my signal and the car would automatically change. In this area, it does not recognize the second lane. So what I could do is I could just pull on the wheel a little bit, signal, change over myself, and once I'm back in this lane, reactivate the autopilot, and now I'm in a lane where I have the double yellow on one side and I have on the right hand side the white. And honestly, this actually is a lot easier for the car to recognize, and it's a lot smoother than if you had nothing on the right hand side. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Leave a comment. Let me know what your concerns are, your questions are. I cannot stress enough to all of you who are thinking about this or who are going to try this out. You know, I run my experiments because I want to know what the limitations of my vehicles are, and I want to know what the autopilot limitations are. And coming up this mountain, I think my biggest concern was with the bicyclist, as you saw. But in the real world, I don't have any other fear, I guess, or hesitation. So this is another 30-kilometer-an-hour turn. So again, the car comes in, and no, she came in a little fast here. I'm not convinced. So I'm going to take over. So there you go. This is why you have to be on alert. I didn't see the car. I saw that the car kept maintaining the same speed, which was 60 kilometers an hour. I just reactivated it. And because I didn't see the reduction in that speed, I figured, okay, it's best if I take over. And I did. I waited a little bit too long, but then again, I have nobody around me and I'm aware of this. Now, if you were doing this in a real world scenario where there's cars around, just keep an eye on it and take over a little bit sooner than I did. But again, so now we saw a very sharp curb. The interesting part is the first time around, she caught it. She caught that you're coming in, too fast, so she slowed down and took the turn without any hesitation. Whereas this time, she came in and didn't recognize that sharp turn. And a lot of times that has to do with, the gradient. So if it's right over a hump, it's very different than if it's down. The camera still has to be able to see the road, the lines, and what the car is going to do. By no means is this a perfect system, and so this is why it's really important for you guys, and I cannot stress this enough. It's so important for you to be fully alert. If I was, let's say, texting on my phone or being silly just because the car is driving, that could have been pretty dangerous. So although you have this, it is not meant to be used as a driver replacement. It is meant as a driver assistant. And at this point, we'll see later on down the road, but at this point, that's what it is. So I'm kind of happy that we actually got to experience that. I would have hated to not have to take over. I made a number of these videos already, and to be honest with you, I couldn't publish it properly because frankly, the car did too good of a job. And I would rather show you guys scenarios where I can say, look, it's not a perfect system. I don't think anything's ever a perfect system. So having these two scenarios, the one with the bicycle, again, there, I don't think the car would have been a problem. I took over because of myself. I didn't trust necessarily that it's not going to hit the bicyclist. And over here, I took over because I had to, mainly because she didn't recognize that she had to slow down. So, my front-facing camera, I'm sure is capturing very little, but again, I think it's the best and the most ideal scenario for all of you to really see what the autopilot can do even under these conditions. So, you asked, I made the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and with all that said, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, push that notification bell. Otherwise, odds are you're not going to know when I upload a video. I don't over-upload, so I try not to overdo it. I don't want you guys to keep coming back and seeing my bald head every single day. So I do upload only when, approximately once a week, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the topics and depending on what you all have to ask. So with all that said, thank you very much. Till next time, goodbye.